Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler, and today is episode 53, the 5 biggest timeshare mistakes. So let me just talk briefly about them. My top 5 are being sold a timeshare without researching, just being emotionally overrun. Not learning all the features available once you have purchased a timeshare, not learning how to plan ahead and take advantage of what you have, and not being aware of the bargains or taking advantage of them, or not leveraging the hotel site that's typically attached to the timeshare companies. All of these basically make your vacationing more expensive than it needs to be. So I'm going to go into each one of these in detail. Before I do that, though, let me tell you a little bit about my channel. Then I'll go back and go into each one of my top 5 biggest mistakes in timeshares in greater detail.
Hi, my name is Cliff and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. The purpose of this channel is to provide education and knowledge for those interested in timeshares. I've been a timeshare owner for over 15 years. I'm an elite owner with Marriott Vacation Club, Hilton Grand Vacations, and WorldMark by Wyndham. I've also posted over 70 timeshare video reviews of different locations, and I've posted 40 timeshare video tips. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, and I can be found at Timeshare Trav on Twitter and Facebook, and my website is www.timesharetraveler.com.
I'm back, and now I'm going to talk about being sold a timeshare without researching. This is the one that if you just, search on timeshare and you have, this is basically the number one, why everybody has negative feelings about timeshares. Yeah, and that's being sold a timeshare without researching. And usually this happens because the salesperson pressures the people who are buying, and they end up buying just more because of the pressure than for any other reason. And this fundamentally comes down to, in my opinion, not being prepared for the sales presentation. And to be fair, you're usually at a great resort. Usually they have the presentation later in your stay, so you've already had a chance to enjoy the situation. You're coming away from being at a wonderful place, and they're telling you gotta jump right in, you gotta do this, you gotta, and it's hard not to say, I don't want more of these nice vacations. So I don't want to belittle the people that it happens to, but it's really, I look at it as not being prepared. Not knowing what you want, is it sort of follows on from that, is, you're now enjoying a vacation. If this is the first time you've realized, wow, I would like more of these, you probably should not buy. You should probably do some research about what the alternatives are. If this is the first company you've been to, maybe there are other companies that would be better suited for you. And not just saying no. And you just have to say no nicely. It doesn't mean you have to shout. And I've heard stories of salespeople being overly pushy and all kinds of things. But I've always just tried to take the whole thing as an education and let that person know that I'm very interested. And I always am interested, because it depends on what they are trying to bring up for me, and then I have to assess whether it's right for me. So just saying no, as long as you're courteous and whatever, should not be an issue. I always ask the salesperson if they're an owner, and if they're not, why not? Because again, I'm looking at this from learning, and if someone's not an owner, they really don't have a lot to teach me. So all they're going to do is push what they have to push, and they're really not offering a lot of value to me. Usually those are my shortest presentations. And again, I got to leave you with this question, and again, it's not picking on anyone, but would you make another major purchase like a car or a house this way? And the answer is obvious. You would research your car, what you like, all those things. And really all I'm saying is try to do the same thing for a timeshare. The next point is not learning all the features available. I get lots of comments about people like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And if I look at the videos that I've created that get the most views, they're always about features that I know about, but some people don't know, and so I'm happy to provide that education. But that's my basic point. Once you actually own the timeshare, it's really on you to learn how to use it. It's it's learning all the features of a new car. It's learning all the appliances in your new house. My finding is that most people focus on just learning how to do the booking. That's just about it, and really just booking the main timeshares that are part of the program. But most people don't even know that the booking timelines are and the cancellation policies. I plan ahead, so I'll book stuff, but I know what the cancellation policies are, so if my plans change, I know when I can cancel and usually what the impact of that cancellation is. For example, Marriott's 12 months out, you can book. Worldmark is 13, and Hilton is 9, unless it's your home resort, and then it's 12. So that, for example, those are the ones that I have, and I know those off the top of my head. Hopefully I didn't get any wrong. But the other thing is learn about last minute specials. There's always they want the units full, because that's where how they make money. So often they'll have, within 3 months, there'll be specials at certain resorts, and you can get them for two-thirds of the points it would cost you, or sometimes even half. Those are you just have to find on each website. There are different locations. The other thing is learn about exchanges. I've done a video on how you can stay for under $400 if you book in, within a 90-day window or a 45-day window, depending on the different programs, that you can pay just the RCI maintenance fee, or just a small amount for Interval International, and you can end up with a week for under $400 a week. And so learn about those things. Those are additional vacations you get. You don't necessarily need to have to buy more. And it's all about really just buy enough that you need. And that's why I say learning all the features. And the last thing is use sales presentations to learn new features. New things are happening all the time. It's hard to keep up. I do read the newsletters. I'm involved in Timeshare User Group, TUG. It's a great place to learn a lot of things. But again, that's my second biggest mistake that I find, that once you own it, you don't actually use all the features. Well, my number 3 is not planning ahead. I guess maybe I should make that the first. Is don't even think about buying a timeshare if planning ahead is not in something that you even want to get good at. Again, I mentioned before, know the booking windows, so you know when they're available. Do your planning ahead, so when the booking window happens, you can book that very first day. You know what you want to do, and it gets you the best locations. Every timeshare company has ones that more people want to go to, and those fill up quicker. So you need to know when the booking windows are and do that. The biggest thing I hear is, I never could use it, and usually it's because they didn't know the booking window, they didn't know that. And what I want to basically tell you is points equals money. If you have to postpone a year, you can always, most people, I don't know of any timeshare company that doesn't let you push your points out at least 1 year, some are 2 or 3. And you can always convert it to the hotel points associated with the timeshare. And again, I just want to remind you that when not planning ahead, you have money available to you, and you just need to spend it wisely. So planning ahead equals saving you money. My fourth mistake is not leveraging marketing bargains. The bottom line is if you own a timeshare, you're going to be asked to attend presentations, and so you can avoid this. And again, it's my fourth. It's not the top ones, but you can get nice vacations with the marketing programs, and you get an education when you get there, because you're going to attend a sales presentation, so you just know that going in. And here's the other thing: timeshare sort of marketing programs tend to be less than the maintenance fee, so it's kind of like adding another segment of vacation for less than your maintenance fees, and it's cheaper than having bought extra points. So, for example, I'm currently right now on a five-day Marriott in Hawaii. They cost me $12.95, and I get 100,000 Bonvoy points. And the maintenance fees for the equivalent 2-bedroom that I'm in would be roughly, let's just call it $1,500 or more. So I already came out $300 ahead, plus the $100,000 Bonvoy points. And I'm going to get an education about the new upcoming merger between Vistana and Marriott. So those are all things I want. Saved me money, got an extra holiday. So that's a perfect example. Hilton, very similar. If you're in Las Vegas, 3 nights for $112 and 45,000 points, and I'm going to learn about the whole Diamond International migration. So that's a perfect example of 2 ways you can save money leveraging marketing bargains. And my last but not least is not leveraging the hotel side. So most of the timeshares have a hotel. I mean, there's Marriott and Marriott. There's the Hilton Grand Vacations in Hilton. There's, in my case, Worldmark or Wyndham, and there's Wyndham Hotels. So there's almost always a hotel side to at least all the ones that I own. I'm not saying all of them are that way, but the ones I have are. So you get the credit cards because, first of all, you're going to get, you know, enough points for 4 to 5 or maybe even a week's worth of stay. And my example here is I have 2 of the Marriott credit cards because I have one from the SPG side and one from the Marriott. I had them a long time. So I get 35,000 points a year just for having the credit card. It cost me $95. But the value is roughly $300 because in some cases I can get one night at a studio at one of their timeshares, for example, in Palm Springs. And I can also now take my other Bonvoy points and add it to the 35,000, and you can book a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, which is worth a lot. And again, that's, you know, the 1-bedroom is probably $300. So I get $300 worth of value for a $95 maintenance fee. So again, why not have the credit card? Because it's, you know, but I don't know how much you have to spend in cash back to get that same difference, but it's a lot. I pay my maintenance fees with the credit card. So usually when you're spending on the, you know, at the hotels or at the timeshares, usually you get rates. I believe one Hilton card is 14 points per dollar. So if you pay $1,000 in maintenance, you actually get 14,000 points. And it's 7 points, I believe, for Marriott. So my $1,000 plus a year in maintenance turns into 7,000 additional points that I can use to the plus the 35,000. So that turns into, you know, I can get myself a 1 or 2 nights at a timeshare. So that it's very well worth it. So anyway, those are my top 5. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And if you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helps me generate more and more videos. Hopefully this was valuable for you.